Goodnight Punpun by Inio Asano. At its core, this is a coming-of-age story, but it's not the inspiring kind. It follows Onodera Punpun from elementary school into his early 20s, tracking his family life, friendships, love, ambitions, and most importantly, the way his mind slowly turns against him. Punpun and his family are normal humans in the story, but they're drawn as these crude, bird-like figures. Everyone else looks realistic, and that difference matters. It immediately separates Punpun from the world around him, like he's never fully synced up with reality in the first place. The story moves through different stages of his life: childhood, middle school, high school, and adulthood. And what's unsettling is that even during the earliest, most innocent phase, things are already wrong. As a kid, Punpun is exposed to stuff way too early. He learns about X and corn. The manga doesn't show this for shock value, but that's just how life works. Kids stumble into things before they're ready. At home, his dad is neglectful, his mom is emotionally abusive, and eventually their relationship collapses after an incident of domestic violence. Punpun doesn't fully understand what's happening, but he absorbs it all anyway. He wants to grow up and live a good life. But even those dreams start rotting once he realizes he isn't special, isn't particularly talented, and probably isn't going anywhere impressive. That realization hits him way earlier than it should. During this period, Punpun falls in love with Aiko. She's his first crush, but she also becomes something more than that. She turns into a symbol. She represents the time in his life when things felt stable, when the future still felt open. Loving Aiko becomes less about her as a person and more about clinging to the idea of who Punpun used to be. As Punpun moves into middle school and high school, his mental state starts collapsing. His inner monologue grows cruel. He becomes bitter, resentful, and deeply insecure, especially his growing sexual urges, which he doesn't know how to process. This period includes some of the darkest moments in the story. Punpun is raped by his aunt Midori. It's quiet, uncomfortable, and devastating. Later, Punpun nearly commits sexual assault himself against a woman he likes, and this is where the manga draws a hard line. Punpun is not a good person. He hurts people. He acts out of spite and self-hatred, and the story does not excuse him. His trauma explains his behavior, but it does not justify it. Punpun is fully aware of the kind of person he's becoming, and that awareness only feeds his self-loathing further. Despite this, he's still deeply pitiable. Truly bad things happen to him, and even his most mundane anxieties feel painfully relatable. After graduating high school, there's a brief stretch where Punpun is at his most sympathetic. He moves out, becomes independent, and immediately realizes he has no idea what to do next. He works a dead-end job and sets one massive, unrealistic goal for himself: meeting Aiko again. He